Hello everyone. Today I'm going to take you through a short demo of a new preview feature in Power BI called Field Parameters. Now this was a new feature that was released in the May 2022 version of Power BI. And like I mentioned, it's a preview feature, so you have to turn this on from your option settings when you first start Power BI. Previously, there was a way around this, and I'll kind of show you how we did this in our old method, and then I'll show you what Field Parameters does and how it really simplifies the way you can dynamically slice your visualization off of a measure or a dimension. What you see on the screen right here is kind of our old method of doing this. So you can see our visual on the bottom. We've got value by year. We've got 2010 through 2014, and we've got how much is our value. So we're basing it off of either sales or product cost, just depending on what we select. As you can see for sales in 2011, we had about $7 million worth of value. If we switch this to product cost, you can see our scale changed. 2011, our product cost was $4.2 million. So slightly different, and our visualization is changing based off of what we select in the slicer. The way we did this was by creating a KPI selector table. And in this table, it's essentially giving us a list of the measures. And we've created a new measure called selector. And you can see a screenshot of that here. It's essentially just a switch statement, and we're basically saying if the item in the slicer selected is sales, the first one, then give me the measure sum of sales. If the item in the slicer selected is product cost, give me the sum of product cost. And that selector right here is what's in the visualization. I renamed it to value, but it's the selector. So you can see kind of a little nifty solution. If you were to add additional items in the slicer, it could be somewhat of a lengthy measure, but this is created by myself, and it's not native to Power BI, but using field parameters, it actually now is native to Power BI. So a very cool update to the new release. So I'll quickly show you how we do this with our new method in this second tab called field parameter. So we've got the same visualization down here. We've got this one sales amount, and we don't have anything in the x-axis. So let's go ahead and go to modeling here on the top, and click on new parameter. And there's a new option here called fields. If we click on that, so we're basically creating a new parameter based off of fields, and you're going to select what you want to appear in your slicer. Let's go ahead and go to dim customer, and we'll just select a few of these. Let's do address line 1, last name, and maybe phone number. And you can see on the bottom here, it's going to add a slicer to the page. Go ahead and hit create. And this has now created automatically a new parameter measure, which is basically saying, give me the name of the column itself, address line, last name, and phone number. So it creates it automatically for you. You don't have to do any kind of manual DAX coding or anything like that. Because I selected add slicer to the page, it has also added this slicer to the page itself. So last step to show field parameters, let's go down to the visualization, and we just need to pop in the parameter into the x-axis. Okay, so now you can see the parameter is last name, and you can see this line chart is last name for sales amount. If I go ahead and switch this to phone number, it's now based off of phone number. Switch to address, it's now based off of address. You might, change this based off of different measures or different dimensions, just depending on what you want to see. But you can see it's a pretty nifty update to Power BI's new release. That way you don't have to do any of this manually. It's right out of the box now. So it can be very useful and efficient way to dynamically update your visualizations, just depending on what you want to see. So thanks everyone for listening.